Hi everyone, I'm Diana Palm. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual healer. In today's video, we're going to be talking about mediumship through the lens of working with spirit guides, ancestors, and angels. There are many mediums that once they fine-tune their intuitive abilities to connect with the spiritual realm, they will be surrounded by your spiritual team during a mediumship reading. And that's why it's so helpful for the bereaved to have education on this before they go and select a medium to work with. When a medium is working with you, they will definitely get information through reconnecting with your loved one who's passed, but they may also get information for you directly from your spirit guide team or angels. And this is a really important thing to know. They all work together. They work as a spiritual support team, and everybody has one. Everybody has a spirit guide team. Yours is made up from all the ancestors who died. It has been created from spirit guides, which would have been people you had connections with in other lifetimes or other realities. It could also be somebody that you selected as a mentor to learn their particular skill level for the career field that you've chosen to follow in. And then we have the angels, and each angel actually has a different array of talents and abilities that they're known for. So you would have different sorts of angels with you based on what your life path is. So when a medium is connecting with a person spiritually, I teach them to come in the head and shoulder area and to really feel and perceive and interpret all of the energies that are around them. If you're a medium doing this, you'll be able to give your client a really well-rounded spiritual guidance and connection session. Even though the bereaved come to you for one specific person, as a professional medium, you know that this isn't always how it plays out. And I think that bridging the gap here with understanding about mediumship is really important. A medium may request to speak with your loved one who died, but they may have somebody else speaking for them, especially if your loved one had a namesake and that ancestor has been in the spirit world longer and has more ability to talk or convey messages. So when a medium taps into the spiritual realm, all of these wonderful guardians in spirit will step forward. And the medium needs to interpret the messages, the symbols, and the feelings and emotions that they're receiving in order to provide a message for you. So understanding how a mediumship works is really important for those of you seeking a mediumship reading. For developed mediums, you'll know that there is a gatekeeper in the spiritual realm that actually keeps you focused on the type of mediumship you're meant to do. So in other words, if you're meant to work with angels and guides, they will let in your whole big spiritual support team when you sit down to do your mediumship, so that your specific angels can guide you, your specific ancestors can guide you, and your specific spirit guides for mediumship will step forward. Now, if you intend to work more deeply, let's say with becoming a spiritual warrior and doing paranormal rescue mediumship, your gatekeeper will be very specific about bringing in different energies so that you can fine-tune that specific skill level with clarity and confidence so that you can work in that energy and stay protected. So your mediumship spirit guide is the gatekeeper who not only provides you with the right influx of spiritual energies to help you with your work, your mediumship spirit guide will also arrange your clientele for you. And that's why every medium should know what type of work they do, what their specific niche is in mediumship, and what type of clientele they want to work with. I didn't meet my mediumship spirit guide until about 10 years ago. My daughter connected with him during a reading for me, and immediately when she made connection and began delivering messages, I felt my heart open up. I immediately started to weep. I felt such an emotional connection, which really didn't make sense to me because it was as if she was talking about a stranger, but yet the energy moved me from the inside out. I just felt completely aligned with everything she said. So she went on to paint me my mediumship spirit guide named White Hawk, and I have a picture of him right on my wall. I always have. He's been hanging in my office ever since then. So knowing who your mediumship spirit guide is can be quite powerful. It can help you develop that relationship, and that helps you Call in the specific spirit guide team for you when you're doing your work, as well as call in your specific clientele who's looking for your particular skills with mediumship. All mediums work differently, but knowing who your spirit guide team is, and specifically your mediumship spirit guide, that will set you apart and help you progress in the unique work that you do as a medium. For those of you who are watching this that want to develop, be sure that you check out my Spiritual Academy for world-class training, where I can teach you how to really develop and enhance your already existing mediumship skills. For those of you mediums who have been providing your services for a long time that didn't know you had a mediumship spirit guide who was your gatekeeper, I invite you to tune in today and find out who that is, because once you establish that relationship, you're going to find that your mediumship work comes much more easily. I've often been so surprised how people find me, and I know now that it has always been my mediumship spirit guide and some of my spirit guide team. I've had people drive to my house from 4 hours away that had never had a mediumship reading before but felt called to work with me. And the first thing that they said when they arrived was that they followed 2 specific birds for 4 hours all the way up to my house. And when I got to my big Victorian mansion up on the hill, the 2 birds circled my house. So not only did they lead them there for 4 hours on the highway, but also got off the highway with them, went up the hill and circled my house. And so this particular client, she told me that she was very nervous about having a mediumship reading, started to explain to me what her needs were, and it was a perfect fit because she knew she had a loved one that needed to cross over. So she wanted to know some information about their death, their timing of death, but most importantly, after the crossing over, she was able to have things validated where she knew her loved one was safe and that she could begin her healing from the loss. When she told me about the 2 birds, it was actually a raven and a hawk. Those are 2 very powerful spirit guide animals for me. And I love to know that they were interacting on her behalf to direct her and drive her directly to my house for her healing. But I've also had situations where I've been in a large group setting or an event, and after the event, there may be 12 people lingering behind to try to talk with me, and suddenly a knowing would come over me where I would begin to speak with these people about why they came, how they found me, who referred them, and what we would find that all of those people that stayed behind had one thing in common. They all knew that they had a loved one who had not crossed over. Some of them would share that their loved one died in suicide. Sometimes it was a very traumatic ending, and they were still feeling a lot of anxiety about losing them, not able to heal their grief. And I was always reassured that somehow out there, Spirit was driving people to me, having them call me, having them see my videos, having them read my books. Whatever way Spirit knew how to bring people to me, they always brought the right ones. My particular niche is working with the bereaved who have loved ones who have not crossed over. They have earthbound spirits either attached to them or just kind of trapped in the in-between that need the help. Because this work is so rewarding, I've trained literally thousands of other mediums to hone in their spiritual gifts to work in such a way to be a rescue medium and to become a spiritual warrior, to really work with all the earthbound spirits to cross them over and to clear dark hauntings so that families can live in their home again feeling safe. So if this is you, be sure you check out my Spiritual Academy for world-class training to really hone in on different spiritual gifts to enhance your mediumship. If you feel called to crossing over ghosts and clearing demons, then I am the mediumship teacher for you, and you're going to want to check out my Spiritual Academy. All mediums work differently, and we all have our strengths and our particular niche, the way that Spirit wanted us to show up to work. It is never a mistake when you're guided to a medium that is the one Spirit has sent you to. In fact, I've had this happen over and over and over, where somebody who didn't even know me felt compelled to work with me. And that is your loved one in the spirit world guiding you to work with me. That's just how it happens. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. So if that's you and you feel compelled to work with me, it's clear that your loved one wants you to. Go to my website at www.dianapalm.com. And at this time, I'd like to also give a shout out to the other mediums out there who are working in all their different unique ways. I want to support you and uplift you and also thank you. Many times mediums will refer business to other mediums if they work with specific energies differently than what they do. Not all mediums work with earthbound spirits or entities. And so knowing the people that are working that way within your own field can help you refer business back to them as well. But I want to give a big thank you to all the mediums out there. I love and adore your work. I wish you 10 times the success that you've already experienced and so much gratitude. Mediums are not in competition. We all work within the spiritual realm, and our particular mediumship guide and spirit guide team will guide us to the way that we work, the niche that we are pulled and called to work in, and they will arrange the clients that come to you for those specific needs. So honor the other mediums. If you're a psychic medium, have medium friends. There's no competition, there's no hierarchy, we just work differently. So know that about each other, support other mediums. Even if you're already working as a professional medium, but you really want to master your mediumship and create a niche for working differently or more in depth with unhealed spirits, be sure you check out my Spiritual Academy. I appreciate you all for being here. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.